Man, what's going on, y'all? Carluto here, back with another video on your screen. Just been living the dream and haven't been on the screen very much, but I've been doing a lot of things in the background, locking in the camera, locking in so many different things, microphones. So in-person interviews are gonna be crazy, but I got to get back to the basics too. And basics is, running the Zoom interviews and touching base with my guys out in California, Florida, and all over, bro. And let everyone know, you know, how you been doing, bro. And this is Manny, Sweet Hands.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been doing good. I've been training as always. I've been staying very consistent, staying ready for whatever pops off. You know how this business is. They just get you the call. So the last thing you want to do is not be ready. And yeah, I've been doing good. I've been doing good, Holidays are around the corner as well. So you know what that means, family time and stuff like that.
Absolutely, bro. So talk about all your sparring that you've been involved in lately. I know you've been doing a lot of sparring
Hmm.
with some of the local talent over there and talent that's going to be fighting here in San Antonio. Um, how's that been?
I've been sparring with, as a matter of fact, with Robert Jr. I believe he has a fight coming up this upcoming week. So I'm excited. I've been helping him get ready for it. He's been looking sharp. Been looking very, very well rounded. He's polished up very well, and I'm rooting him off for sure. Come the next weekend for sure. He's gonna put on a hell of a show for you guys, and
Oh
most
man, I
likely
can't
you will
wait.
steal it. Yeah,
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. And I also know that his cousin, right,
yeah,
is also a pro boxer. And did you ever spar with him?
yeah. I spar with both of them. Jesse James Guerrero. He's a very good fighter as well. He got, I believe, a draw in his recent fight. He did a hell of a job, and he did what he was supposed to do. Unfortunately, it was a draw, and he's a good fighter. He's a very skillful fighter as well. Just like all the Guerreros, they're all, especially Ghost. He's a 6-time world champion. So yeah, they're learning from the best.
Absolutely, bro. And at all the obstacles and everything that you went through this past year, leading up to now, what has been your favorite moment so far?
Honestly, I would say, my first fight, but most importantly, I feel like losses really define who you really are. You know, either you can lay on your back or go all the way up, or do all those things. But instead, it honestly encourages me, and it made me open. It gave me a different view of a perspective, just from everything, from boxing, from politics, from this and the third. And I want to say it was, obviously no one plans like losing. It's not the best thing out there in the world, but my recent fight, unfortunately, I didn't get the victory. I felt like, you could go back and you could check it. I'm pretty sure I felt as though I did enough to win the fight personally, but it just comes to show we really got to get the job done and not leave it to the judges down the line. So
Yeah,
I feel like that was my biggest blessing.
yeah. Absolutely, bro. And it seems like that's in a lot of the boxers' minds too, because you could be having a good fight and you could be feeling like you're scoring good. And if you don't got the judges, you know,
Mhm.
favoring you, then it's not gonna go against you. So it's crazy. Politics is crazy. Boxing is a hell of a sport when it
Yeah,
comes down to it. And you could be thinking you're doing freaking great, but some of these fights, bro, like I see live, I'm like, oh man, don't let it go to the judges, man. Like, you don't want that, you know?
yeah,
And there was this one fight in particular a couple months back where the judges, I don't know how they judged that score, but it's boxing. But
yeah.
I know you've been training every day. And what have you felt that you worked on this whole year?
Um, More on setting up. setting. I don't want to give up too much of my game plan, but I've been working on more of a pro style. I feel like my style has already been a pro style since the get go, but now we're like really polishing up around the edges. Um, Going back to the fundamentals, like the jab, really sitting down on that jab, snapping punches here and there, giving different looks, giving different, not being one dimensional overall. So also outside the ring and stuff, just being a better man, being a better figure to the public or a public figure, and just carrying myself a better way, just being the best version of myself for the youth following my journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I know you got siblings too,
Yeah,
and what's one thing that you can tell them, that could help them in later down the line
I
from
wouldn't
what you know
say.
now?
Yeah, I would advise them. My little brothers, I got three of them. I would advise them to just, no matter what people say, just keep pushing forward. Stay grounded, and most of all, believe in yourself, because that's all it takes for you to believe in yourself and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, um, you know, there's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be obstacles, and it all depends how you approach them and how you overcome them. And you know, I feel like the biggest punch is not anyone else's, but besides life. When life hits you, you gotta bounce back even harder.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And it is a lot of craziness going on with, the young kids nowadays too, to get guided the right direction. And I see
Yeah,
that over here in San Antonio, there's a lot of stuff going on. But that's what they're missing is someone to look up to too. And they're just not listening to them. But man, you've grown into such, a good fighter too, bro. And I remember seeing you like amateurs and you're like, man, like you give me the interview? Like it was crazy. It's like it's wild, bro, to think about it now. To see
mm,
how far all these fighters have come that have been on the channel since the beginning. And now look at us now, bro, like can't be stopped. You know,
yeah.
only one that can stop us is ourselves. And it is crazy. But what do you got planned for the rest of the year? I know it's a couple more weeks. And then to start next year off, how what do you want to do?
Honestly, I just want to finish off by staying consistent in the gym, staying consistent, being a positive role model, and and as far as next year, I want to be very, very active. I want to be very active. I want to go to San Antonio if possible, and put on a hell of a show for you guys out there as well. And you know, and yeah, it's been a big transition from the amateurs to the pros. Um, you know, I appreciate you for giving us, like us amateurs, the that type of shine, that exposure. Not a lot of people give us that type of exposure, and thanks to you, like that actually motivated me during my amateur career to just level up, train harder, stay more disciplined, stay consistent, and just stay more driven, stay driven. You know, overall, it's like we don't really get that type of spotlight, and when we do, some people don't know how to really react to it. But I feel as though like you really did help in that type of sense, and that type of aspect. And I feel like throughout these years, throughout this time, you know, um, it was just meant to be. It was time and placement, I believe.
Absolutely, bro. Because it is a crazy road, to what you want to do in life and where you want to be. And I'm glad you made that jump. And I know a lot of pro fighters now don't have an amateur career, amateur background. And it's crazy to think about like say like a Jake Paul, you know, doesn't have
Yeah,
an amateur background, but he's literally doing it by his name,
yeah,
and y'all are making y'all's name in the amateurs, so I have a lot of respect for y'all and call y'all real fighters, real boxers. And all these fights that are coming up, bro. I know you got Roach versus Javante Davis, March 1st. How do you see that fight going down? And then there was such a crazy fight, on Top Rank last night.
Yeah.
That was crazy too. Upset. And how do you see this going, bro, right now?
As far as Tangos and Roach, I just think the spotlight and the audience and all that's gonna get to Roach. I don't expect. Mm, if he could just stay very focused, he could make an entertaining fight while it lasts. But I feel though, as though like Tank will take him out within like what 8 rounds at most, maybe 9 if it goes that far. But just Tang brings a different type of crowd. He sets up his punches. He's very patient, and when he decides to take you out, he pretty much does. You know, for example, when he was fighting Mario Barrios, they told him in the corner that he was down in the scorecards. He couldn't believe it, and so he comes back and he drops him. So he has that equalizer. He has that patience. He has that ring IQ. He has those setup punches. Like he's not just throwing wild punches and knocking people out. He's a very smart fighter. So yeah,
Mhm. For real, bro. Like I just remember that fight like it was yesterday. You know, seeing how he's evolved and how he's become his own man now. He's not under Mayweather, and he's just like his own like promotion, basically a GTD.
yeah,
And
TG,
I'm like, man, like bro, and at these press conferences, he doesn't have his guys with him anymore. He has his like I guess it's like his manager or something like that, like or his manager of the promotion.
yeah,
So that's crazy. It's like he's all his own man, bro. He's talking for himself, and it's been entertaining to see what he has to say. Seeing him grow up in the boxing game is like it's wild, and can't wait to see what he does next year.
yeah.
And what's one fight that you're looking forward to the most to seeing what could happen next year?
Well, we got Usyk, and then you got, or is that Usyk? No, is it Usyk? Yeah, right. He's
Mhm.
fighting Tyson Fury.
Yeah,
So the
part
winner
two.
of that, yeah, that one's gonna be very entertaining. And then mm, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a close out of the year. And then last night you got Oscar Valdez. That was a banger too. And then
Yeah.
what else? Yeah, that's probably the one I'm looking forward to because I seen that Usyk might even go back down and fight Zurdo. I didn't even know that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I heard that. So, or I've seen it. I don't know if it's gonna be true or whatever the case may be. But if that even happens, that's Usyk is different. He's a different breed. I tell you that.
Yeah, bro. He really took it to Tyson really, really quick too and took him off his game. And
Yeah,
he wasn't able to pull that mental game that he normally pulls to everybody.
yeah,
Uses his body and everything. But I see boxing right now is going really crazy to the sport, to everyone coming in. And I've seen so many people come into the sport, so many people leave the sport. Um, and it's wild. You got Tank retiring next year, he says. But we've always heard that. We heard Shakur say the same thing. And now Shakur's fighting Kid Austin next year.
yeah,
Um, that fight. Do you ever keep up with those guys?
yeah. Kid Austin, I feel like he's special. He has a dog in him. We just don't know what to expect from Shakur though. He has fractured hands. Well, not they're tender. I guess you could say tender. You don't. He hasn't fought in a long time. Um, Kid Austin just came from a very hard battle, and yeah, I don't. That's gonna be a good fight. Actually, I feel like it's gonna be a good fight, more than what people expect. But Kid Austin is just a dog. To be honest, he's coming forward all the way through. But then you got Shakur, who's a clever boxer. He can, he. I hope he doesn't do what he normally says, which is f the fans, and starts doing his thing. I hope he doesn't do all that and puts on a hell of a show. And if he does, our kid Austin might be for a rude awakening. So
Yeah,
hopefully they put on a hell of a show though for the fans.
for real. I want to see a good fight, bro. That's gonna be in Saudi, and that whole fight card is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
So um, I can't even remember half of the fights that are on that fight card, but I know it's a stacked card. Um, just by seeing when they announce it, I'm like, oh damn, that
Yeah.
fighter, that fighter, that fighter, man, that's like a hell of a night. Um, it just reminds me of the old HBO days where they used to have stacked cards. So man, like whatever they're doing out there for the Saudi season and all that stuff, man, they're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens. And hopefully the dream match that everybody wants to see is Canelo and Benavidez.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, but I keep that in my back pocket. I'm hoping, man, that fight does happen soon before it's too late. But hey, you can never say never. Manny and Mayweather didn't go until like 7 years, 8 years after they were supposed to. So it's not that time yet, but hopefully it happens soon. And between this year and your career turning pro and going to the end of 2024, and then what would you like to accomplish in 2025 by this time next year?
Let's see. Well, one of my goals is to, make a statement. Make a statement. I do fight at the 118 category, so I could fight 118, 115. I don't be within that range. Um, so I just want to make a statement. I just want to make a statement, and I don't want to just get called out like if I'm one to be filling in for this other Fallout fighter. I don't want to be that. I do want to be like, I want to be a household name. But it's gonna take more than 1 year, of course. But I just need to make statements from now forward, moving on forward. Um, I would like to be active and show out every time and become a fan favorite type of fighter. Where when I fight, they say, "Oh, Manny's fighting again," or "Hey, we should go watch him," or I want to be that person where it's like, "Oh, get that carne asada ready because he's gonna go fight." I want to be that type of action-packed fighter, and most importantly, rack up more wins. That's what really matters at the end of the day. Get more wins, get my hand raised at the end of every fight, and yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to on 2025.
Bless, bro, bless. And to all the fans and supporters, bro, that supported you, that's supporting you right now. Let them know where they can follow you at and follow that journey to superstardom.
You can follow me on Instagram at sweethands_Mannylow, and yeah, keep supporting me. I fight for you guys. I really appreciate that, and you guys won't be disappointed in any of my performances. I go in there and I put everything on the line. And at the end of the day, we're gladiators. We are, it's the hurt business. So I do go in there with bad intentions, and you know, um, you guys won't get disappointed.
Amen, bro. And it's a blessing to always have you on the channel, bro, and to follow your career and to be a future world champion one day. It's going to be crazy to see it, and hopefully I can see you here in San Antonio soon.
Yeah.
I know my boy Rick is bringing a lot of fighters over to fight on this fight card now, and a lot of California, and I'm excited to see that, bro. And I'm excited to see Robert Jr. out there next weekend, and hopefully he brings his cousin one day too, man. That would be crazy too. To see that, man, like, and I can't wait to see the Robert family again next weekend. Um, shoot, it's been a dream come true, bro. I never thought I would meet, Robert the Ghost Guerrero when I did, and it was like a dream come true, and I still couldn't believe I interviewed him. You know, it's like, man, I
Yeah.
came this far, bro, and it's wild, wild. He's such a down to earth guy, but always been a blessing, bro, to have you on the channel, and shoot, man, like, can't wait to see what happens next. It's been Manny, Sweet Hands, Carlito, One Love, we out. And big shout out to all my sponsors as well. Always doing big things. And thank you for always following me every step of the way. Let's take it all the way to the top. Carlito, One Love, we out.